Hey everybody, Rob Vino here, wagertalk.com, Wager Talk TV with a look at your Saturday nighttime game, Eastern Conference style, Detroit at New York here in Madison Square Garden. Game one, Knicks opened here 6.5, 221, currently up to 7. Total down a little bit to 220.5. We think we got a pretty good angle on this game in particular. But first, I want to make everybody aware of the special that is being offered right now by Wager Talk, all access NBA playoff package from right now through the NBA Finals, which could end as late as June 22nd if the Finals goes 7 games. You got 2 months of basketball action for just $149, regularly priced at $225. You're going to knock about $80 right off of that deal here, courtesy of Wager Talk. It includes every player release from now through the NBA Finals. NBA's been great. I've said it before. I'll say it one more time here. 37-11, 77.3% the last 48 plays. It's been a solid, extensive run, picking up 46 units. And if we date all the way back to December 1st, picked up 60 units in NBA basketball. So good time to get on board. Lots of NBA action. I've already got a bunch up for this weekend, including a couple of best bets. So you can get it all just by contacting wagertalk.com or my homepage at wt.buzz/RV. Let's get into the Detroit New York game here. Interesting series for sure. We look at both sides here. Pretty clean injury reports on both. I do see reports that Jaden Ivey at some point in time, they're not going to rush him, but we may get a Jaden Ivey sighting should Detroit advance in these playoffs or should this series get extended. Each side has had the last 6 days off. Again, there's no scheduling factor, no advantage for either side here. But let's look at this matchup and the situation. These teams have a lot of the same assets. And the most significant differences you can find between these two are their preferred tempos. Detroit likes to go quick. New York, ultra slow. And some interior strength, which has, decreased a little bit on the Detroit side. I'll get into these starting with the pace. New York plays at one of the slowest paces in the NBA. 25th is where they rank, while Detroit loves to get up and down the floor. They rank 9th overall as the ninth fastest team in the NBA for the season. They're number 2 in fast break points overall this season. The Knicks transition defense has been pretty good. Those two numbers actually are dead even. Detroit gets 14.5 points out of the break overall this season per game, and the Knicks allow 14.5 against the break. So that number may hold up here. But I will say this, ever since the acquisition of Dennis Schroeder for the Pistons, they've got even better. They've increased both of those numbers. The Pistons now get 19.2 points per game off of their fast break because when they bring Dennis Schroeder in, they just continue to go ultra fast. That's a 4.7 increase over their overall number. And the Knicks are going to have to beware transition-wise against Detroit getting out on the break. I think that at some point in this series, and it's more likely to happen when Detroit gets home, that the pace becomes a substantial asset for the Pistons in this particular series with the Knicks. They've been strong all season long on the interior, led by Jalen Duren, specifically offensive rebounding, specifically field goal percentage inside the paint. The latter is their best matchup against New York because New York allows a lot of points in the paint. And specifically, they allow a high field goal percentage inside the paint, 59.4. It ranks 25th in the league. So Detroit's got an edge there. Their effectiveness in this area, scoring in the paint, it's twofold. Their guards penetrate, and Duren cleans up the mess a lot of times and gets alley-oops and stuff like that. So it's a two-way street for Detroit scoring inside the paint, but it is different. I just mentioned how Dennis Schroeder has made a difference in Detroit's pace and fast break points. He's increased it. Boy, when Detroit lost backup center Isaiah Stewart, it hurt inside. The numbers that we see overall for the season are not going to be the same now. Stewart led the team in blocks. Stewart was the team's second leading rebounder. He's been gone now for the last 10 games, out for the season-ending surgery. So Detroit not quite the same as their overall numbers might suggest on the interior. The fundamental matchups on the floor as we take a final look at this show that there's not a lot of separation between these teams. However, and especially here in game one, I think the experience advantage is large enough to play the home side in this particular game. The Knicks, with the addition of Karl Anthony Towns, who went to the Western Conference Finals last year with Minnesota, he joins. New York, which as a core made a deep playoff run last year. They're looking to go even deeper this year. The results for the regular season haven't been great, but you can sort of clean the slate and go after it. Now it's a different style of game in the playoffs. I don't know if Detroit's youth and inexperience in postseason play is ready for that right off the bat. If they're going to have jitters, it's going to show up right away in game one. Then they'll settle in and we'll get probably better out of the Detroit Pistons. But the Madison Square Garden environment for a game one with the Knicks on a Saturday night, you may see Detroit at times unravel and they could lose contact in this game. New York's got, killer mentality led by Jalen Brunson, likes to bury the opponent. And if there's ever, like I said, there's a guy looking for a reprieve in the playoffs, it's Karl Anthony Towns. He went through heck last year because he wasn't shooting the ball well in the playoff run by the Timberwolves. I think he's looking to make some amends. And against a team that's this young, he might be able to get his confidence level back. OG Anunoby's been on a tear second half. So the Knicks have weaponry to maybe put Detroit away in game one. I think that series-wise, we're looking at a really good series. But for game one, I don't know if Detroit's ready for the playoff style intensity. So we're going to use that as the free play for today. We're going to lay 7 with New York at home Saturday night over the Detroit Pistons. On the way out, I'd like to ask everybody to hit the like button. If you like the selections and analysis provided here by Wager Talk handicappers, go ahead and click like. Click subscribe, as Wager Talk has now crossed the 200,000 mark in subscribers. Thanks to all of you who have. If you have a comment on this game or any other NBA game this weekend, please drop it in the comments section. I try to get there as quickly as I can to respond. For now, this is Rob Vino saying good luck with all your plays. We'll see you next time on Wager Talk TV.